The important part here is being a lighthouse. Now, a lighthouse, I love this metaphor. A lighthouse doesn't move. If there's still seas, if there's 3-foot waves, if there's 10-foot waves, a lighthouse does not move. And this is one of the principles that we share inside of 100K Fathers here. It's this beautiful strength. Like a lighthouse is this light in the darkness for the child to be able to return back to the father and his side of the family. That is a principle that is important for the fathers to be able to build into their lives. To be able to build this lighthouse and to be able to have that strength to not move when those waves are crashing on the shores. And those waves are the conflict from the ex. The waves are the negative things that the child is saying to the father. And to not react in an emotional way. To not then call up the lawyer whenever the ex is creating some more chaos in that child's life. Is to avoid that natural reaction to start escalating things. But it's understandable that that often feels like the only way of handling this. But then as we look at this journey that those children have been going through here, understanding often that kind of reaction just inflames the situation so much more. But it takes time to be able to build that lighthouse. And this is the principle here where removing things that don't serve a father and also the family members listening to this is to look after yourself. Making sure if you are going to have some contact with that child, if there's a moment to be able to meet up with them, make sure you've had a good night's sleep the night before. Don't be up on your phone or watching some TV show until midnight and then expect to be very grounded and being this lighthouse the next day when you're going to be able to see that child. This is where eating healthily, this is where working out, this is where having an outlet like 100K Fathers, a community of fathers that understand, instead of the child being that resource to be able to vent all the frustration that they have of what's taking place here. This lighthouse principle has so many layers to it. Another way of looking at it, it's almost like this tree where there are these storms, like those waves crashing against that lighthouse. A tree that doesn't have deep roots, when a storm takes place, that tree is going to get ripped out. Those deep roots are the positive habits within life. And we all know what are good habits and what are bad habits. But the positive habits build deep roots. And then the flexibility, like a young sapling tree, instead of breaking when there's a storm, when you're rigid, you've got to be adaptable to the situation. Understand it is so unjust. It's not fair. But you can get so swirled up into that injustice and how unfair this is and the harm that's taking place to the children. And that can make you very rigid, very unbending. And when those storms show up in the form of that child saying something negative, can result in something negative coming back to that child. You need to be this lighthouse and the strength that that child is going to feel. If that child feels that as time goes by, that child's going to feel safe to be able to return back to that lighthouse and your side of the family, where there is no judgment, there is just a safe place the child can return to.